Hello, my name is Robert Dean Steele. People today don't want to make a mistake. The problem is, if you never make a mistake, you know what's going to happen? You're never going to grow. I was reading a story yesterday about Henry Ford. And one time during the 1920s, what happened was the bankers came to him and told him, Mr. Ford, you have overextended yourself by, literally hundreds of millions of dollars. So we have a repayment plan, and this will keep you from declaring bankruptcy. And so Mr. Ford looked at the situation and said, Mr. Banker, thank you so much for your advice, but I think I'm going to do things differently. Well, he implemented a whole bunch of different measures and to his business model, which was absolutely, of course, radical and different than what the bankers were expecting. And he implemented all these different things and literally saved his company, but also, as well, changed the course of how Ford and major businesses do business. And so, in that way, he was able to save his company, but also, as well, make his company no longer subject to bankers. And he actually saved his company, but he had to do some radical things that, of course, were considered unthinkable at the time. And he made many mistakes along the way. At the end of the day, by taking the advice of himself and following his idea, he changed the course of the history of Ford Motor Company and also, as well, changed the course of how many businesses do business. And in the end, the bankers did not win out. Henry Ford did. But he made many mistakes along the way. And it was John Maxwell who said, the greatest mistake a leader can make is to be afraid of making one. So if you're afraid of, making a mistake, you're not going to grow and you're not going to, of course, reinvent yourself and change the course of your history.